In a wide-ranging conversation, Hiranand Savlani speaks about the industry headwinds, why Astral is still delivering double-digit growth despite those headwinds, and how new businesses are shaping up, as well as the future. And there's also a conversation about the CPVC plant, which could be a game changer. Here's a conversation with my colleague Neeraj Shah.
We are in the city of Ahmedabad and talking to large corporations about what is anticipated from the budget. But a conversation with Mr. Hiranand Savlani, who is our guest on the show, is never just about what could happen in a particular event, but about what maybe the year could hold in store as well. Mr. Savlani, great talking to you. Thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you. Thank you for coming to us.
No, the pleasure is entirely mine. Now, at the start, just trying to understand, at the start of 2026, how optimistic or moderate are you about the prospects of 2026 for the piping industry?
I think piping industry was passing through a tough time for last couple of years, mainly because the polymer was coming down continuously. So one point of time at the peak, we were at 160 rupees price for PVC. Now we are close to 60, 62 rupees. So very, very bad shape we have seen. But in spite of that, if you see, the piping industry may not be doing that great, but our company is continuously delivering the number. Even if this year also, that is not a great year for the industry, but we have delivered on the first half basis a double-digit growth. And we have given the guidance of maintaining double-digit growth minimum for the full year. And we are standby with that. I can't discuss about this quarter because now quarter is closed, but otherwise I can say that whether industry may not be growing at that pace, but we are confident that Astral will be delivering a good guidance number, and we are standby with that.
Got it. Of course, and I know that because you're in a silent period, we can't talk about the quarter or the margins or the volume. So I'm not going to ask you all of that. But can I ask you if you believe 2026 as a year could be better than what 2025 or 2024 would be?
100% I have a confidence that the year should be better. The few reasons are that this year, if you see, the government spending is not there. So we are expecting that at least in this budget, new allocation will be there, and definitely government spending is going to increase. Secondly, polymer cycle is at the bottom. So normally whenever your pricings are very low, then the buying definitely will be high. So the volume pickup will be there. Thirdly, agriculture industry will also perform very well this year because prices are low. So people will try to see that whatever buying they can do this year, so they will do. Of course, our weightage to the agriculture is low, but otherwise also whatever the weightage is there, that is also going to help us. So overall, we are of the view that it should do better only. And the construction side also, we are of the view that it is going to pick up very fast in the coming time, because last 6 to 9 months, if you see, construction activity is also very slow. One of the big reason of slow is that the liquidity crunch was there. And secondly, we are seeing that the monsoon. This year, monsoon extended very high.
Yeah.
And it was continued till November. So because of that, construction activity was slow. But from December onward, wherever we are talking, everybody is talking about the positive language. So we are seeing from the December onward, the construction activity is picking up. And all labor force which gone back to their villages or hometown for the agriculture activities and all, they have come back. So because of that, we are seeing that coming time should be a better time for the industry.
Got it. There is a pivot towards consumption, if you will, if I can use the term pivot, right? And because of budgetary allocations, etc., the intensity of Capex may be a bit low in the second half of the current fiscal, as well as in the budget as well. But maybe consumption-linked Capex could pick up as more consumption happens per se. Do you expect that to be a growth factor, or do you believe because Capex might be low, it might reduce the growth rate versus what it could have been?
No, definitely Capex will be there. But you know, all private Capex, all private sector, ultimately is the fair weather friend. So whenever there is a demand, they have no choice but to do the Capex.
Okay.
So we are of the view that if the demand is going to pick up, ultimately it will there. It can happen with a little lag, but ultimately Capex will happen. If you asked about the Astral, we have done the Capex well in advance, in the anticipation that the demand will pick up. And we have spent almost 1500 crore rupees of last 4 years. And that benefit now we are getting. In this tough time also, we are growing at a double digit. In fact, the last quarter, we delivered a 20% volume. Because now you see that our new plant started contributing to us. So whatever the new plant we have put up in last 3-4 years, they all have started contributing to us. And we are now very close to the market. And many areas where our presence was not there. So there also we are gaining the market share.
Right.
So we are going to get a big benefit, whatever the Capex we have done in last 3-4 years. And as far as industry is concerned, we are of the view that India cannot grow 6-7% without construction.
Yeah, of course.
So construction industry has to grow, then only our country can grow at that level. And we are confident that government will also spend maybe little leg, but it is going to be there.
Also, one final question, because I know we'll talk a lot after your quarterly numbers are out, but Astral is not just a piping company anymore, right? Even if the dominant share might be piping, but Astral is a lot beyond. You've done Capex into a number of allied spaces and some new Capex as well into industries which people might not have thought of earlier. So, and Mr. Savlani, you are, I'm sure, the architect of a lot of these things. So tell us about the newer avenues of growth for Astral, and will Astral as a consolidated company in 2030 look very different than what the current Astral is?
So I think any new vertical, if you enter, the initial journey will always be going to be a tough. Because first of all, we have to understand the new vertical. Once you understand, then you do some mistakes. Okay, then you have to rectify that thing. And then you go to the right path of growth. So that is what exactly happened in our adhesive business. Initially we did mistakes, so we were not able to grow. Today you see, constantly, if you pick up the last 10-year CAGR growth, I'm not telling you 1 or 2 year or 3 year, 10-year CAGR growth is 15% plus. So we are doing fantastic into the adhesive side. Now coming to the bathware, you tell me any company which had done 120 crore in 2 years span. And this year, I can't discuss the number, but we have given the guidance that we are going to deliver 20% plus growth. So we are stand by with that growth also. So that business is also growing, but because initial journey, because it's a testing kind of phase going on, because every project we have to put up the test run, and then once the project will be completed, then the second order will come with a big number. So first any developer will give us one tower only, and that tower itself take 3 years to complete. So practically after 4 years I will get the second order. So because of that, first 4-5 years is going to be a slow, but I can't say it is a slow because we have already done 120. This year we are going to give a even much better number. So overall first 4-5 years may not be looking that lucrative, but after that it is going to pick up very fast. Now coming to the paint. Paint also initial 1 or 2 years was the teething period, and we all know that industry is passing through a tough time because of the tough competitions and all this thing for a big player's entry. But now there also we are seeing some in other how things are going to settle down in the near term.